Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for joining us today. We are showing you how we make our particular garden beds. Stay tuned and find out how we do it. Got a guest today on our show. Will and I decided that growing with raised beds was our best option. There's several ways you can do this. You don't have to grow in a garden bed like this. You can, ideally, you can use your own soil. That's, a great option. It does take a little bit longer. Sometimes it's a little more work because you have to like till it up and sometimes amend the soil or bring in soil to add it to it. We didn't really have that option. Our soil is so clay-like and parts of it floods. So we realized we were pretty much stuck with having to do raised beds. So then we looked into different options. You can always buy pre-made beds, ones that you just kind of stick together, and plastic ones. Very easy. Put them up in a couple minutes and put in your soil and you're good to go. Great option. Other options, building something more like this. You can also use stone. We've used stone and build stuff up. Why we chose this was economically a little easier, and also they last a pretty good long while. This is rough cut cedar, 2 inches by 12 inches. You can see in the back I have had 2 high, so you can have it 2 feet high. Really nice on the back, easy to do. We decided we'd do these at 1 foot. We'll give it a year or two, see if we're happy with that, but a little easier on the budget, but also when we have kids someday, we want our kids to be able to access our beds a little easier than those 2 foot ones. So we're gonna try these out. Why we chose rough cut cedar, cedar is one of the longest lasting woods outside, especially with how much rain we get. We make sure that we don't have treated wood. You can totally do treated wood if you'd like. It will last even longer than this. We are organic gardeners, so we don't like any chemicals as much as possible in our garden, and with the treated wood you have that potential of it leaching into your soil. So we just avoid that altogether and did the rough cut cedar. I got this from a local guy. He has a mill, and happened to find it on Facebook Marketplace, but you can probably go to like Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, one of your local hardware stores, and find something similar. There's also Douglas fir is a good option. Doesn't last quite as long, but hey, just find something and make it work. So without further ado, let's head into the garage and see how these things are built. All right, so Will's gonna give a brief on how to make the garden bed. Please ignore my messy garage. Actually, it's pretty clean right now, so no judgment, okay?
All right, so this is the supplies needed to make the garden beds. So we have rough cedar, which we'll cut to the proper lengths right here. These have already been cut. These are 4x4. These will be our at the edges to go into the ground and keep them stable. Impact drill with some screws there. Some instructions say to put nails in first. I kind of found them redundant.
What size screw?
Oh, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I think these are 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5 inches rather. I've used longer. Staple gun with staples, and that is for this. We put wire mesh on the bottom to take care of the moles coming up through the bottom. And then you'll need some sort of saw. We have a miter saw, so we just use that. You can use a circular saw or anything, and then obviously tape measure, pencil to mark off the lengths before you cut everything. So these are, we cut 2 5-foot boards, 2 4-foot boards. These will be 4x5 beds, 1 foot tall. You can obviously go taller. The beds we have out there right now are 2 feet tall. We have 4x4s, 4x8s, 4x10s. So you can really just customize it to whatever you're doing. So I said earlier I wasn't going to use the nails. I actually am, because these cedar boards are thicker than what we usually get. And these are only 2.5 inches, so they won't go through very far. These are 3 inches, so they'd probably be just fine to use. But these are 3 1/4, so I'm going to use those here, and then I'll use these for the legs, just to get those in place. I'll use the screws, and that should work fine. The other supply I didn't mention was the tin snips, which we'll use for the wire on the bottom. And set this up on a nice level surface. We use the deck out here First summer I did it, I built the first one in the garage and then realized I was going to have to carry it all the way back here. It was a bad idea. Much better idea to do it here.
So what are these, Will?
Here's the posts that'll go into the ground to keep the bed in place.
And we only have it so it's halfway. So the bed's upside down right now. This post, this part that's up, is going to be actually underground. And then that little half there is so that I can plant something there still in that section and not have wasted square inches. Asher's checking out our masterpiece. All right, now to dig holes and move this heavy garden bed. All right, so we got the bed down. As you can see, the posts go down into those holes that we did, and it just provides extra stability. Pretty much this bed is going nowhere. Will is cutting out a square at the corner there, so that way when we lay it down, it will go around the little posts here. One comment, please make sure to wear gloves when dealing with this stuff. It is sharp. You can see that we brought the wire up so that way the moles, if we just laid it across, maybe they could find a way in. I don't know. This is probably overkill. This is the reason why we put the 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch mesh down on our beds. This is the bed all done. So you can see we packed in soil around where the little legs are. And then we put the wire mesh in, brought it up a little bit along the sides, stapled it there. And I can totally hear you saying, but Jolene, what about all that grass that you didn't take out down there? No worries. Between the wire mesh, and then I usually lay a few pieces of cardboard down. And then once you put all your soil in here, it's not gonna get any sunlight, so it's gonna die off. You don't have to do anything about the grass if you're doing it this way. So as you can see, that is all done. All we have left is to put some cardboard down and some ground mix that we buy, some garden mix, and then you're pretty much ready to plant. This thing is pretty sturdy. It could survive tornadoes, apocalypse, I mean, you name it. It's not going anywhere. This is obviously an option for you. It's not something you necessarily have to do. You don't have to follow us exactly. We're just letting you know this is how we make our beds. You can follow along. Hope it's helpful. And go and grow something. God bless.